Om Shanti, Baba Sakar Murli, 21st of July 2022. Essence. Sweet children, always remain happy and you will never lose the intoxication of the sovereignty of heaven. Question. What wonderful sapling does the Father plant? Answer. Only the Father plants the wonderful sapling that changes impure human beings into pure deities. It is a wonder how a religion that has disappeared is established. Question. What are the Father's divine activities? Answer. The divine activities of the Father are cleverly to change children from shells into diamonds. There are no divine activities of Krishna. He is just a small child. Song. O traveller of the night, do not become weary. The destination of the dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. You sweetest children know that this song was not composed here. When you hear this song, you understand that Baba really is holding our hands and taking us back with him. For instance, little children think that if they do not hold on to someone's hand, they will fall. You now know that there is extreme darkness. You continue to stumble everywhere. Your intellects also say that it is Baba alone who establishes heaven, the land of truth. The highest on high is that true Baba. You have to praise him in order to enable the intellects of others to develop faith. The Father is the one who establishes heaven. That is, he is Heavenly God the Father. He is the one who is teaching you children. Heavenly God the Father means the one who establishes heaven. He truly establishes heaven, and the Master of heaven is Sri Krishna. That one is the one who creates heaven, and this one is the Prince of heaven. It is only one Baba who is the creator. You are to become heavenly princes. There wouldn't be just one of them. There is a dynasty of 8. You also have the faith that you are claiming your inheritance from Baba. Baba is the creator of heaven. We claim our inheritance from that Baba every cycle. We take the full 84 births. For half the cycle there is happiness, and for half the cycle there is sorrow. For half the cycle it is the kingdom of Rama, and for half the cycle it is the kingdom of Ravan. We are now once again following Srimat and becoming the masters of heaven. This is not something to forget. Internally, you should feel great happiness. The soul feels happiness inside. The happiness or sorrow of a soul is visible on his face. The faces of the deities are so cheerful. You know that they were masters of heaven. Baba is having a board made to explain this. The praise of Heavenly God the Father is separate from that of the heavenly prince. That one is the creator, and this one is the creation. Baba writes with wisdom in order to explain to you children, so that people are able to understand very clearly. The one who is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also the purifier. He is the unlimited creator. He would definitely create heaven. People call the golden and silver ages heaven. Heaven and hell each last for half the cycle. The world is truly half and half, new and old. The duration of a physical tree is not fixed, but the duration of this tree is absolutely fixed. The duration of this human world tree is completely accurate. It isn't like that for anything else. There cannot be the difference of even a second. It is a variety tree. This is an accurate, predestined drama. This play is divided into 4 parts. At Jagannath Puri, they cook a pot of rice which divides into 4 equal parts. This world is also divided into 4 parts. There cannot be the difference of even a second, less or more in this. You know that the Father also explained this to you 5,000 years ago. He is explaining in exactly the same way now. You have the faith that after 5,000 years, Heavenly God the Father, who establishes heaven, is once again making you worthy of attaining the sovereignty of heaven. Baba makes you worthy, whereas Ravan makes you unworthy. It is because of this that Bharat has become like a shell. Baba makes us so worthy that Bharat becomes like a diamond. Of course, the status is number-wise. Everyone has his or her own karmic accounts of his or her karmic bondage. Some ask, Baba, will I become an heir or a subject? Baba says, look at your karmic bondages. Only the Father explains the philosophy of action, sinful action, and neutral action. Baba always says, ask for individual advice for yourself. Baba will tell you what type of karmic accounts you have and what status you can claim. The whole kingdom is being established. Only the one Father establishes a kingdom. All the rest establish their own religions. In the Golden Age, there used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. That is their reward, and that too is number-wise. How did they create their reward? You are now seeing that. The Father says, I come at the confluence of every cycle. There have been many such confluences of the cycles, and there will continue to be more. There is no end to them. The intellect also says that the purifier Father will come at the confluence age, when the impure kingdom has to be destroyed, and the pure kingdom established. There is praise of only this confluence age. Nothing happens at the confluence of the golden and silver ages. It is just the transfer of a kingdom that takes place. The kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan changes and becomes the kingdom of Rama and Sita. However, here there is so much upheaval. The Father says, this whole impure world is going to be destroyed. Everyone has to return home. Baba says, I become everyone's guide. I liberate them from sorrow and take them to the land of happiness or peace for all time. You know that you will go to the land of happiness, and all the rest will go to the land of peace. At this time, people ask, how can there be peace of mind? They would never say, how can we have happiness? They only ask for peace. All are going to go into peace, and then they will come down here into their own religion. Religions have to grow. For half a cycle, there are the Sun and Moon dynasty kingdoms. Then all the other religions come. No one of the original eternal deity religion exists here now. That religion disappears, and establishment then takes place. The sapling is being planted. The Father is planting this sapling. Those people plant tree saplings. This sapling is so wonderful. That one doesn't say that he is of the deity religion. The Father explains, I come when the conditions become like they are now. I am now explaining the secrets of all the scriptures to you children. Now, you can judge who is right. Ravan is the one who gives you wrong directions, and this is why he is called unrighteous. The Father is righteous. The true Baba would only tell you the truth. He gives you true knowledge for the land of truth. All the Vedas and scriptures are for the path of devotion. So many people study them. There must be hundreds of thousands of Gita Pachalas and Veda Pachalas. People have been studying them for birth after birth. Ultimately, there has to be some aim and objective. An aim and objective is required for a Pachala, study place. You study for the livelihoods of your bodies. You have an aim and objective. Whatever they study and whatever scriptures they relate, their livelihood is from that. However, it isn't that they attain liberation or liberation in life, or that they attain God. No. People do devotion in order to meet God. When they have visions on the path of devotion, they believe that they have attained God, and they become happy with that. However, they don't know God. They believe that God is in Ganesh, Hanuman, etc. They have the idea of omnipresence in their intellects. Baba has explained, whoever devoted people worship, I grant them a vision of him to fulfill their desire. They think that they have found God and thereby become happy. The Rosary of Devotees is distinct from the Rosary of Knowledge. This is called the Rosary of Rudra, and that is the Rosary of Devotees. There is the Rosary of those who have received a lot of knowledge, whereas that is the Rosary of those who have done a lot of devotion. They carry those sanskars of devotion with them, and they therefore go on to the field of devotion. Those sanskars remain with them for one birth. It isn't that they will have those same sanskars in their next birth, no. These sanskars of yours become imperishable. whatever sanskars you take with you at this time, you will accordingly become kings or queens. The degrees then gradually decrease. You are now in the middle. Your intellects are dangling there. Although we are sitting here, our intellect's yoga is connected there. You souls know that you are now going back. You are remembering Baba. We souls are going beyond. We will leave our bodies on this side. On this side are the old bodies, and on the other side are beautiful bodies. That is the chariot of Hussein, the throne of the one who is called the immortal image. The soul is immortal. The soul has to go through the golden and silver stages. There are stages. Baba is the highest on high. He doesn't go through stages. Souls go through stages. Those of the Golden Age then have to go into the Silver Age. You are now being taken from the Iron Age to the Golden Age. He continues to introduce himself to you. He is called Heavenly God the Father. His birth is unique and divine. He himself explains how he enters this one. This cannot be called taking birth. When it is time, God has the thought to go and create creation. He has this part in the drama. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also dependent on the drama. My part is to give the fruit of devotion. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is called the one who gives happiness. When someone does a good deed, he receives the return for that for a temporary period. You are carrying out the best work of all. You introduce the Father to everyone. Look, the festival of Rakhi is now coming, and so that has to be explained. Rakhi is to make impure ones promise to become pure. Raksha Bandhan is for making impure ones pure. You first have to introduce the Purifier Father. People cannot become pure until he comes. Only the Father comes and inspires you to make a promise of purity. That definitely happened at some point, and this is why the system has continued. Now, look how the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris have a Rakhi tied and remain pure in practice. The thread, the bracelet, etc. are all symbols of purity. The Purifier Father says, lust is the greatest enemy. Now, promise me that you will remain pure. It isn't that you have to wear a bracelet. The Father says, make a promise and donate the 5 vices to me. This, Raksha Bandhan, took place 5,000 years ago too. The Purifier Father came and tied a Rakhi on each of you and told you to become pure because the pure world was being established. It is now hell. I have now come once again. Now, make a promise to me, according to Srimad, and remember the Father, and you will become pure. Don't now become impure. You too can say, we Brahmins have come to make you make a promise. I promise that I will never become impure. However, many who wrote this have now gone away. The Purifier Father comes at the confluence age. He comes and gives this direction to you children through Brahma. Become pure. Everyone here has made a promise. Only when you decide this for yourself can you receive the inheritance from the Father. Become pure Brahmins, and you will then become deities. We Brahmins have made a promise. You should show the album of where the system of Raksha Bandhan began. We now make a promise for purity at the confluence age, and we will then remain pure for 21 births. The Father now says, constantly remember me alone. You should extract such points and prepare a lecture in advance. When did this system begin? It is a matter of 5,000 years. Krishna's birthday is also a matter of 5,000 years. There are no divine activities of Krishna. He is just a small child. The divine activities are of the one Father who cleverly changes you children from shells into diamonds. The greatness is of that one. It is useless to celebrate the birthday of anyone else. The birthday of the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, should be celebrated. That is all. People don't know anything at all. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long-lost and now-found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence Vedana. 1. In order to become heirs, settle all your karmic accounts and karmic bondages. Only follow the advice you receive from the Father. 2. Give everyone the Father's true introduction and perform the elevated task of making impure ones pure. Tie a rakhi of purity and claim the inheritance of becoming a master of the pure world. Blessing. May you fully pass any test paper with the awareness of the one word pass, and pass with honours. In order to pass fully any paper, do not go into expansion of the questions in the paper. Do not think, why was this question given? How did it come? Who did this? Instead of doing that, think about passing. Consider the paper to be a paper and pass it. Simply remain aware of the one word, pass. You have to pass. You have to pass, brackets overcome. And you have to stay close, brackets pass, to the Father, and you will pass with honours. Slogan. Only those who surrender themselves out of love to God become embodiments of success. Om Shanti.